Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're embarking on a fascinating journey across continents to explore a unique artistic fusion, European bonsai. When you think of bonsai, you probably picture the ancient, serene landscapes of Japan or the dramatic, rugged scenery of China. But what happens when this ancient Eastern art form travels to Europe and meets Western artistic sensibilities? The results are absolutely breathtaking. For centuries, bonsai has been a practice deeply rooted in Eastern philosophy, embodying principles of harmony, balance, and a reverence for nature. It's an art of patience, a dialogue between the artist and the tree over many, many years. When bonsai first started gaining popularity in Europe in the 20th century, enthusiasts initially focused on meticulously replicating the traditional Japanese and Chinese styles. They studied the masters, imported trees, and adhered strictly to the established rules. This was a crucial period of learning and respect for the art's origins. However, as European artists grew more confident and skilled, a new question began to emerge. Could bonsai speak with a European accent? Could it reflect the landscapes, the seasons, and the artistic heritage of their own continent? This is where things get really exciting. Instead of just copying, European artists began to reinterpret. They started looking at their native trees, the Scots pine, the European larch, the English oak, the olive trees of the Mediterranean, and saw the potential for a new kind of bonsai. This shift marked the true birth of European bonsai. It wasn't about abandoning tradition, but about building upon it. Think about the difference in landscapes. Traditional Japanese bonsai often reflects the misty mountains and serene forests of Japan. European artists, on the other hand, might draw inspiration from the rugged, windswept coastlines of the Atlantic, the ancient gnarled olive groves of Greece, or the majestic alpine forests of Switzerland. The trees themselves tell a different story. A Scots pine, with its distinctive orange bark and tough needles, has a different character than a Japanese black pine. A European beech has a different energy than a Japanese maple. This is where the fusion of East and West becomes so clear. European artists took the fundamental techniques of bonsai, the wiring, the pruning, the root care, and applied them through a Western artistic lens. Western art has a long history with concepts like Romanticism, Impressionism, and even Modernism. You can see these influences creeping into European bonsai. For example, some artists create works that feel more wild and naturalistic, reminiscent of the Romantic movement's celebration of untamed nature. You'll see bonsai with more deadwood or gin and shari that isn't just about showing age, but about telling a dramatic story of survival against the elements, a very European narrative. One of the pioneers who truly championed this new direction was the Italian master, Walter Paul. He encouraged artists to move beyond simply creating a tree in a pot and to instead create art using a tree. He advocated for a more naturalistic style that celebrated the imperfections and the unique character of each individual tree. This philosophy empowered a new generation of artists to experiment and find their own voice. You started seeing bonsai that were less about conforming to a rigid set of style categories and more about expressing an emotion or a concept. Let's look at some examples. In Spain and Italy, you'll find incredible bonsai made from ancient olive trees. These trees, with their thick, gnarled, and hollow trunks, are living sculptures. The artists don't try to make them look like a perfect pine tree. They celebrate the tree's history and Mediterranean spirit. The resulting bonsai are powerful, dramatic, and uniquely European. They speak of sun, soil, and centuries of history. Similarly, in the UK, artists might work with hawthorn trees. Hawthorns are deeply connected to British folklore and landscape. A hawthorn bonsai, with its thorny branches and delicate blossoms, evokes a completely different feeling than a traditional Japanese flowering apricot. It feels rooted in a different place, a different culture. In Germany and Austria, you'll see stunning larch and pine bonsai that capture the essence of the Alps. The styling often emphasizes strong, downward sweeping branches, mimicking trees heavy with snow or clinging to a steep mountainside. It's a direct conversation with their immediate environment. This reinterpretation also extends to the presentation. While traditional bonsai pots are often understated and earthy, some European artists experiment with more contemporary or sculptural pots, turning the entire composition into a more modern art piece. The placement of the tree, the choice of accent plants, the use of moss, all these elements are considered through a fresh Western perspective. It's a holistic approach where the tree, the pot, and the overall display work together to create a singular artistic statement. What's so beautiful about this movement is that it isn't a rejection of bonsai's origins. It's a testament to the art form's universal power and adaptability. European artists have the deepest respect for the Japanese masters who paved the way. They simply chose to add their own chapter to the long and rich story of bonsai. They proved that the principles of bonsai, the connection with nature, the pursuit of beauty, the discipline of patient cultivation can resonate and find new expression in any culture. So European bonsai is not just about using European tree species. It's a mindset. It's the fusion of ancient Eastern techniques with Western artistic movements and local ecologies. It's a dialogue between a global art form and a local identity. It's a reminder that art is a living, breathing thing that evolves and changes as it travels the world. It's a beautiful example of how cultural exchange can enrich us all, creating something that is both familiar and wonderfully new. The next time you see a bonsai, take a closer look. Try to see the story it's telling. Is it a story of a serene Japanese temple garden, or is it a story of a resilient little tree battling the winds on a Scottish moor? The world of bonsai is so much bigger and more diverse than you might imagine, and the European contribution has added an incredible layer of depth and excitement to this timeless art. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration today. I hope it's given you a new appreciation for the global art of bonsai. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Until next time, stay curious.